Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. And yes, indeed, you're right in the middle of the deep. We're talking about thriving businesses. We're asking the big questions. A question today: why do businesses fail? We're talking about the setbacks, that businesses face, whether individually, organizationally. Okay, I don't know if that English entered, but well, indeed. So far, I've taken your calls, and you've told me about lack of knowledge. We heard about the poultry guy who said, the soldier ants, beat the chickens, or the poultry guy, and before you know it, the business, ended literally. And we understand that the natural disaster, I don't know if that's the right word, thank God we have experts here. Natural disaster situation is the one that maybe managerial situation, financial, or your saving technique is not working. Like, you're already eating into your profit even before you get there. But I'm not the one to talk about all of this and more. I'm just here to ask the questions and actually learn. I'm just like you, my listeners and viewers. So if you have thoughts and questions and opinions, please do also calling on 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. I have a special guest with me in the studio, a fervent philanthropist, a leading entrepreneur, and an outstanding fashion designer, a motivational speaker. You see this woman, you're doing these things are like four ends, like north, south, east, and west, literally. She has received numerous awards due to her humanitarian and entrepreneurial prowess, some of which include Exceptional Leader of Excellence Award at the Women Economic Forum in India, and the 101 Most Influential Nigerian Brands Award in 2020 for her brand Hope Fashion, and a Royal African Award in 2021, amongst others. She also has a foundation, the Kiki Okewale Foundation, that has partnered with food outlets to feed thousands and thousands of people less privileged yearly, providing clothing, shelter, educational access, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about a woman of many parts. I have with me in the studio, Kiki Okewale.
I'm not sure that was for me. Like, oh my God.
Are you serious?
I know.
I didn't even see everything I had to say, actually. But you are actually, when I was speaking on the phone and I was like, Kiki, are you sure you're an entrepreneur? I was like, oh, Kiki, I'm seeing different things on your page. So it was later I figured out that this woman actually does, like, you hold it down on so many sides.
Absolutely.
That sometimes it feels like, okay, now, what does she really do?
Which one is it that she does, right?
That's absolutely beautiful too.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure you're wearing one of your designs.
I definitely am.
I know you are.
As a fashion entrepreneur, I definitely have to show up repping my brand.
It's truly beautiful.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you very nicely.
Thank you.
Very nice pair.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you on the show.
It's an honor to be here.
Oh yes, so you are a leading entrepreneur, a leading woman. When you add woman to this thing, there's leading entrepreneur, there's a leading female.
Unapologetic about our women.
Entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's just dive into this deep waters of entrepreneurship, because I don't know, it sounds good and sounds scary. It sounds not good. It feels like nowadays everybody wants to make money now. But entrepreneurship doesn't seem like it's the money that you make now kind of money.
So recently I stumbled on this illustration of how when you work for somebody, you actually do a 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, but as an entrepreneur, you do 24. As a matter of fact, 24 hours is not enough, because you're going home and you know that there's still a lot more to do, and you get home and you still continue doing it. And so the life of an entrepreneur looks very easy, but it's not as rosy as it looks, right? It's got a lot of benefits. You can do things, within your own time frame, and however, trust me, it is not as easy as it looks. But I don't think it's basically laziness that makes business fail. You mentioned something like, some of your listeners mentioned laziness. For some, maybe, but for majority, I think it's about understanding what you're going for. Just like you mentioned, a lot of people are looking for money. So now, air is selling. And then before you know it, let me go and buy air and sell. Then 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, you see that your air is not selling. Because did you even think, is it really what you want to do? Did you really learn about, the strategies of selling the air? Do you even have the target audience? All of those things. So I feel like a lot of people don't do enough research about what field they want to go into. So they see that not working, they drop it, and then they move to the next one.
But I hear you loud and clear, Kiki. But the Ikenna, that apprentice back in the market, Ikenna and Chukudi, that started business. I'm not sure they did any research when they are starting their business. They did not go into the
Did we have social media then? Did we have social media? So I have a brick and mortar space, a store where I actually sell, and I have my online audience. And I would tell you for a fact that for a few years now, I have 80% clients buying from online, and about 20%, and these 20% are maybe the rich aunties that they actually enjoy coming to the store, you saying, welcome, what will you eat, what will you drink, so they come for the experience. However, a lot of people actually buy online, so you cannot compare. Don't forget that people in the market have footfall. You know how they say Lagos market, every day you must sell anyhow. You don't have to know anybody, they will come to you.
Yes.
But when you get a store at a eyebrow area, nobody knows you, and you haven't even done the strategy to even attract, or you don't even understand your target audience, so how do you speak to them? Because the truth of the matter is, if you want to sell to a boardroom woman, there's a way you talk to her. If you want to sell to a student, there's a slang you will use that a student will be like, this is where I want to shop. So it's actually understanding business and who you want to sell to. Then it makes it easy for you to know how to speak to them, to attract them.
I know you said something about online businesses. Well, I was doing research, and I read that 90% of online businesses usually fail in their first year. As much as there's, I don't know, I saw it in my statistics, reading, but I don't know how much of a, how true that is, But as much as there are so many customers there, so if I decide to start, hair is selling, lingerie is selling,
that's the wrong reason that's the wrong reason to start it. Do you?
But that's clear demand now.
Yeah, but
right?
But again, don't forget that you need to really understand. A lot of people don't study what they go and sell. So you want to sell hair, and then you see a vendor on Alibaba or something selling hair, and you just buy the hair. You don't even know the quality of the hair. You don't know if when you sell to your clients, it will turn to sponge. A lot of things happen. So it's you doing your due diligence. When I started my fashion business, I'd never been in business. I'd always worked in corporate organization, but I knew that, getting married, I'd already told myself long ago that I really don't want to travel for work a lot, because I worked on MTN, I worked on Etisalat, where we do a lot of activation with the company that I was working for. So it's like a PR and event company. So we travel a lot. And I said to myself, I don't want to do that when I get married. And so I made a decision to start studying what I want to do. Because I didn't have a family that was selling fabric. I didn't have a family that was selling shoe and bag. I didn't have a family that was doing fashion. So I decided this is what I want to do. And I started researching, I started learning. And I'll tell you for a fact that even that Alibaba that I mentioned was the first place I bought my goods. But I've never received what I ordered versus what I got on Alibaba. I always get what I want because I take my time to research it. And that's what a lot of people, they just jump into things without necessarily researching to have the right information. Gone are the days where you just jump into something and you expect family members to just drop money because you're family. No, it doesn't happen that way.
Interesting. So now I like that you broke it down in that way. So let's say I want to start a business now. What are the things I'm supposed to look out for? Or let's say I'm already running a business and the business is not, it's not moving. Literally, like 3 months down the line, the hair is not selling. The lingerie is not selling anymore.
The lingerie is not lingerie.
It's not it's not lunging. So what am I doing wrong? What I do as a pro, what are the things I'm supposed to put in place?
Okay, so a lot of people jump into things, but it doesn't mean that honestly you have to stop it. Maybe you've started something and you really have a passion for it, but you see that it's not giving you the financial returns that you actually want for your business. There are things that you can do. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, number one is identifying who you want to sell to. Saying that you want to sell to everyone is not a target audience. When you pick everybody, then you have nobody. Because you speak today, the Gen Zs can't understand, the X can't understand, the Y can't understand. You are just saying everything. So the first thing is, you've found yourself in this business or you want to start a business, make sure you understand who you want to sell to. Where do you find these people? A lot of people, and I find it very funny when you have a business and you don't have a marketing budget. I really can't comprehend. Because you start a business with millions and you cannot even put 1,500 a day to do sponsored ad on Facebook or Instagram. Because the algorithm is not just going to show you to people, especially if you're focusing on social media. So you have to be willing, understand who you want to sell to. Then the next question is, where do you find them? So there are 3 ways that you can actually get people. Trust me, I've gotten people to buy from me from basically commenting on somebody's page.
Oh,
as simple as it is, yes. So there are so many ways. It's not all ways that you need to spend money for, but you need to understand where. But if you don't know where to find your people, like you want to sell rich auntie outfits and you don't know where to find them, and you are going on a particular page that they never go to, if you like, comment from yesterday to next year, your audience are not going to see you. So like I said, it's knowing your audience, knowing where to find them, knowing the kind of things that will trigger them to even come to your page to look at it. Another mistake people make is when you look at their pages, it doesn't look like where you want to buy from. A lot of people think that when you look sad or when you look poor, people will have pity on you. But the thing is, you need to look the part. You sell maybe weight loss program, and then you don't look the part of what you're selling. I'm not going to buy from you.
True.
You say you sell hair, but I don't see your hair looking pink all the time. You're a fashion designer, but you come out looking shabby. I mean, honestly, why would I want to buy from you? I'm not going to buy out of pity. You have to be giving value to people. So the question is, what value are you giving? When you know the value, you know who you want to sell to, you know the kind of words to speak to them, then it's easy.
Interesting. This is Deep Waters with Deborah Waters. I'm still in the studio, Kiki Okewale, fervent philanthropist, a leading entrepreneur. If you have thoughts and questions and opinions, you have something to say, you agree, you don't agree, you have a question, feel free to call in on 0705 993 6937 or 0705 993 7937. And one of the major issues that we face in entrepreneurship is a lot of people have started business management, managerial problems. How can we deal with that? Some people they never manage anything in their life. They don't even know how to do it. Or you now go and call your brother or your younger sister and say, okay, you be the one to be doing accountancy. Please comment on that.
Okay, so personally, when I started my business, like I told you, I'd never done it before. So, I like to be realistic, because a lot of people that are actually starting business do not have the financial capacity to actually employ the right set of people. And honestly, I'm being honest. When I started my business, I was a cleaner. I was the accountant. Yes. I started small. My store is about 20 size bigger than it was, because now we use a 3-story building, right?
Wow.
We started from a very small space. In that place, the other part was rented out. But the thing is this, you have to, because at the long run, when you make those mistakes, I made a lot of mistake overstocking because I didn't know anything about structure. I didn't understand that, you really need to, tone it down when you're starting.
What do you mean overstocking? I think you're trying to make the goods available, right?
Okay,
so what is it overstocking?
Overstocking is when you just keep buying fabrics. It's not moving. Or maybe you buy this, you make this top. This top is selling. You make another style, it's not selling. But it will work. People will buy it eventually. And then you keep buying fabric and you keep putting it in the store. By the time you bring everything out, you realize that, oh my God, this is money sleeping here. And new things will always come out. So before I go back to what I have, something new is out. I'm buying that one again. In fact, I stopped going to the market at one point, because when you go, my team that will go together, my girl, she look at me like she has started again. I'll just be like, this one will sell. This one will sell. So you have to look at what the market really wants and produce for them what they want.
Interesting. This is sounding quite complicated, but I refuse to make it complicated. Let's take a caller. Oh, okay, I lost that call. The number to call, you already know the numbers to call, 0705-993-6937. I missed your call. Please do well to call back. You have thoughts and opinion. Please do well to share with me right here. And Kiki is here to answer all your questions. So yeah,
I'll try.
To share. So now let's talk about, I feel like there's this thing called the fear of starting a business. I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if they call it a busy phobia or something. But before you answer that, let's take a caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for calling.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for calling.
Good evening.
All right. Talk to me.
I want to ask our guest that many people do say when they want to start their business or something like that, they just go to like 30 days fasting and prayer. Can it work or something like that?
Did you hear?
I didn't get the question.
Okay, I heard it. So he said that. Let me first laugh first.
Okay, let me laugh with you. I'm not sure why you're laughing, but I'll laugh with you.
Make I laugh first. He said that I could. That many people, when they want to start a business these days, they always go through a 30-day fasting and prayer, or they will just go into fervent prayer, so that they will say, okay, this is the business you should do. This is the one that you should not do. He said, does it work?
I'm not sure how to answer that question, but I'm a practical person. I'm a Christian, and I'm religious. However, I don't believe that prayer is the only thing that you need for you to pick a business. I think again, you have to ask yourself what you love doing, and even when you know what you love doing, is this something that can give you the life that you want? Because some things that we love doing should actually be our hobby, not something that you want to do to make money. So you see some people, they love to sing, but they know that maybe it's for them, really they can't make that kind of money, so they sing as a hobby, and then they have a job that actually brings in money. So that is you being practical. So yes, do well to pray. May the Lord answer our prayers. However, please make sure that you are really taking practical steps to find out what you really want to do. What you want to do, is this something that has a demand? That for me is very important. And they say that when you get something that you do, even if money doesn't come in, when you go through tough times, that money doesn't come in, you will keep doing it. Then that thing is what you really need to stick to, because any business will face setback, will face challenges. Life will happen. Nigeria, will happen. Things will happen, and then sometimes money don't come in. What do you do when this money does not come? Are you going to drop it? If you love it enough, you realize that, money is just one factor from what you do. Is actually loving, getting up every day. And I say to people that, I'm always stressed out. My husband said, stress is actually, when I say I'm stressed, he said, that's your happy place. Because for me, honestly, I'm always stressed. But guess what? I love what I do. I really don't see it as a punishment or like I'm doing. I enjoy it. And when I'm not stressed, I'll go and use my hand to look for stress. May the Lord help me.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right. So we were talking about fear of starting a business, and I was trying to give it a name, busy phobia or whatever that is. Do you feel like there's any term like that, and how can we break that fear?
There's definitely term like that. Remember, when you have your 9 to 5, you have constant money. You know what you're about to say, Ogata, what will come in, because then whether your company is breaking even or not, they pay your salary. But when you stop that, and then reality hits in when you start your business, that one day you sell, tomorrow you might not sell, next tomorrow, and then the fear really sets in. So I believe it's something that is valid. However, is you actually making a decision. Do you really want to do it? Because not everybody is cut out to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody is cut out to actually start their own business. If everyone is starting their business, who will be the employees? No, let's be realistic.
Okay.
But that's the truth. It doesn't mean you can't have a side business. But some people, they just love that I'm going to work, I'm working for some. And really, a lot of people build other people's businesses, and that's their purpose here on earth. So what's your purpose? Is your purpose to actually start something and be an employer of labor? I have almost 100 staff, and if I don't have that business, my purpose here is actually to create that job for them. Some people, their purpose on earth is to serve. So you need to find out what exactly is your purpose.
Are you motivational speaker? Let's take a caller. Hello. Hello. Hi, please speak louder so that I can hear you. Thanks for calling. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, today.
I'm very well. Abubakar, please speak louder. I'm struggling to hear you.
I'm calling from Kaduna.
From Kaduna.
Yes, the thing is not the voice is not coming out very well in Kaduna. So we are not even hearing what you are saying.
You're not hearing what we are saying.
Yeah, we are just hearing a little, but it's not here. The voice is not here.
Me too. I'm not hearing you too.
You said our voice is not audible.
Okay, and it's better now if you can speak. Continue in that tone.
What I'm saying is that the program, I love to be watching the program, but the voice is not coming out very clearly.
Okay, you know what? Maybe you should call back. Please do well to call back because I'm struggling to hear you, honestly. I've been taking calls here and I could hear my listeners clearly so far. So please do well to call back. Maybe you can increase your volume or something. If you're using an earpiece, disconnect it and all. Kiki, I'd like you to comment on this thing they say if you want to start a business, you should go for the necessities. Things that people cannot do without. I was speaking to someone yesterday. I was like, "Oh, if you want to start a business, just go for the things that people cannot do without, like food or water, clothes. Those things that people cannot do without." I know you said we should follow our passion and do the things that we really want to do, and all. But thoughts on that?
Okay, I mean, there are basically some basic needs that people will always buy. It doesn't mean that everyone selling those things sell. There are a lot of people selling clothes, but it's not everyone selling clothes. It's actually you been selling it and people finding you. You understand? If you're in the marketplace, yes, it's easy. People will always come to the market. But if you are selling on social media or you're selling online and you are selling the necessities, however, people still can't find you. It doesn't matter what you are selling. The truth of the matter is, I buy Agbalumo on Instagram. As small as that, Agbalumo. And because I mean, Agbalumo it comes every year. And you see people bringing basket and people buying. Because we can find her. She knows who she wants to sell to, right? And we can find her. So the bottom line is, it doesn't matter what you're selling, honestly. What is not a necessary? People sell houses on social media. And people sell. And it's not everybody that is actually selling houses on social media that sells. I have a lot of people that are into fashion. But it's not everyone that sells. So it's not about
necessity.
It's not about the necessity. It's really understanding the business and the strategies for finding people. You'll be shocked the things people actually buy. Do you know that people buy homes, fractions of home abroad on social media? Wow. And we're talking about thousands of pounds and dollars. And people buy it. People buy second passports on social media.
Wow.
While some people sell things as cheap as 5,000 naira and they don't sell. Yeah, so
scaling up a business, if you have, like you said something about having you had a small business and then now you have a mansion and you have
I wouldn't call it a mansion. I'm still far from where I'm going.
A business mansion. So if you were scaling up your business and you mentioned something about overstocking and all that, what are the key or what's the one thing to focus on when you want to move your business from when you think you're ready to scale up? I think sometimes people want to scale up too fast. Some people don't want to start small.
They don't want to start
like me, when I think business, I'm thinking one shop in Banana Island.
I know, right? You look the part.
So I'm not thinking,
start it's okay. You will learn.
But I will not learn the hard way.
You will learn the good way because I know you will do the right things. I believe that you will do the right things.
So I like to think a lot of people share this, mindset. And again, when you want to move, they don't want to start small. And scaling up also, what's the one thing to pay attention to when you want to move your business from my room or from 1 room to 5 rooms?
So I always believe that one thing I learned the hard way is having structure for my business, understanding the processes. For any business, there's a process. I think one of the key things that I will tell people listening is make sure that you're paying attention to that process. For example, I always use fashion, so because that's my field. You want to scale. Like I said, I started small. Understanding that starting small is okay. You can have big dreams, but don't go and start with a lot of bills and then you can't sustain the business. And I'll tell you for a fact, because there's a business that I started recently, and I gave it to somebody to undo for me. And that person wanted to start big, and I paid the price. I paid a very heavy price, because it's okay for you to look at other people and say, oh, they are this, they are that. But do you have the resources to actually be that? Can you do the advert that, big brands are doing? If you can't, you have to start small. And as it grows, you expand it. When I started my business, I knew that I wanted to be a one-stop store. Like, if you come to my store with just your underwear, you go to any party from there. Yes. But I had a big dream. But I started small with fabrics, and then I started expanding, and I started expanding as the business grew. So one thing is, structure is important, processes are important, but the most important thing for me is, who do you want to sell to? Because there was a day that somebody came to my store and saw this very beautiful jewelry that she liked, and she looked at it and said, oh, I want it. And I told her, oh, that was a long time ago, and I said it was 30,000 naira. And she said, oh my God, God forbid. And I thought it was too expensive. She said, I would never put that on my neck.
Okay, meaning
it's too cheap. Thank you. So you see, the thing is this, honestly, whoever you want to target, they are there.
So I can imagine you immediately tripled it.
I actually, that thing shocked me, because I thought it was too expensive. I'm like, oh, it's good quality. It's like, good quality for 30,000. Are you joking? What kind of quality is that? And I've asked some other people come into the store and hear 30,000, they'll be like, why now? You should not be more than 15,000. So you need to honestly know who you want to sell to. Mm-hmm. That way, even when people talk down on your business, you will not feel bad, because in your mind, you just be like, it's okay, you're not my target audience.
But this thing is another talk for another day.
Another topic, right?
Some rich people will come to you and say, you sold this same thing for this price. You're selling this for me times 2 of
Yeah, but you shouldn't, really.
But if they find that out, it will be some form of dishonesty.
But you shouldn't sell it different prices. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I would rather not sell. Yeah, because let me tell you, what always get out. And when people think that when you dress rich and go into that store, they will give you a different price. When you come to my store, everything has prices on it. It doesn't matter who is attending to you. Whether you are rich, you are middle class, wherever you are, you will see the price. You will determine, can I afford it? Can I not? Should I step out? Should I pay? So and people do that a lot, and you're so right. It's a topic for another day. Yeah. I really don't recommend, and I don't encourage entrepreneurs. It's a form of scam, really. It's a form of scam when you sell. It's double standard. So you sell to this person, and a lot of time people come and be like, please don't give me celebrity price, because I know you sell to celebrity, and I know that it's because of the experiences they've had from other. And I tell them, listen, we post our pictures with prices even on social media.
So is that you're focused on celebrities and you are keeping the price high, or you focus on the other?
But why do you think celebrities want to spend so much money?
Sorry, keep the price low then.
Keep the price.
Kiki, if you enter my store, I will bill you. So.
But why?
Because you are Kiki now. Because you are Kiki.
Okay. Yes. Thank you for telling me. I will remember not to come to your store.
Kiki, thank you so much for sharing. Unfortunately, there's no time with us on our side today, but you've actually, you've taken us deep into the waters of entrepreneurship, and I'm sure my listeners and viewers have had one or two things to relate with and learn from. How can people find you in case they want entrepreneurial mentorship and ginger?
All right. So basically, you can find me on social media. If you want to find my personal pages, I am Kiki Okewale. It's very straightforward. I am Kiki Okewale. And when you get there, you see all our different pages. Up fashion, ready to wear page, our blink page. I mean, basically, I'm very, very passionate about women, and so we have a community called the What Tribe. It's a community of women. We come together and we do a lot of amazing things. We look for loans for women. We look for opportunities for women, really. So you can find us What Tribe, WHAT RYBE, What Tribe, on Instagram and Facebook.
And happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you. And I have a program coming up, on the 10th. Yes, on the 10th.
Exactly.
We have a program for the What Tribe, and we have amazing lineup speakers.
Yeah, so women, please do well to be a part of the What Tribe, and, just tribe it away, literally.
Try it away. Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate you. My listeners and viewers, thank you for being a part of the show. Please do not forget to follow at @Deporters_podcast on Instagram to be part of the Deporters community. If you want to watch a repeat of this episode, it goes out tomorrow 11:30 p.m. on Silverbed DSTV channel 252. Or you can watch on YouTube. The link will the video will be available tonight or latest by tomorrow morning. So yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you're able to start your business and break through the barriers and the fear of starting one, and maybe apply all the things that Kiki has said today. I appreciate.
We're rooting for you. You can do it. Okay, you've got this. All right, thank you.